Good evening. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Kettering City Council. Today's date is July 14, 2026.
Thank you, Anthony. We'll talk to you again in a minute.
All right, thank you.
Please join Anthony and I in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
He said y'all get a raise, just so you know.
That's right. Please join me in an invocation this evening. Heavenly Father, we are grateful for the blessings of this community and for the privilege of gathering in service to it. We give thanks to all the people who make the city strong, those who serve, volunteer, lead, and support their neighbors in the work each day to build a thriving community. But tonight we also pause to remember Kaylee Watkins, a member of our Kettering community whose passing has touched many hearts. May her family, friends, classmates, and all those who mourn her find comfort, strength, and peace in the days to come. Guide us in our thoughts and discussions tonight. Help us lead with humility, listen with respect, and care for one another as neighbors. Thank you. I'd like to first recognize our Miami Valley Communications and Technology Group Government Production Technician. We need a shorter title for Evan Russell. Thank you, Evan, for your assistance tonight. And also a special thanks to Anthony, who kicked off tonight's meeting. We'll talk about him in just a few minutes as our first passport. Listen, they're going to explain that in just a few minutes, but that's why Anthony was at the dais earlier tonight. So we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. At this time, to get started with business, I'll call on Vice Mayor Duval for a motion to approve the minutes.
I have read the minutes for the June 23rd, 2026 council meeting and workshop, and I find them in order, and I move for their approval.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments on the minutes from last month? Seeing none, we can call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes. So we have a few presentations of speakers tonight. But first, I'd like to welcome Shana McConville to the dais to talk about the American 250 passport raffle. I think Anthony, Mr. Day, is going to join her as well. So, Shana, the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, thank you. It's exciting to be here with you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. Anthony is actually our first award winner for the Kettering Celebrates America 250 Ohio Passport Adventure. If you are not familiar with this program, it kicked off about 2.5 months ago. We have over 170 people who have been participating in this passport program. There are 12 locations. You pick up a passport. It gives you clues as to where these locations are around Kettering. It's a kind of a fun way to learn about the history, the art, the architecture, the amenities, the parks. And then you have to find the QR code in each location and then answer a question to prove that you have checked in. I wasn't sure how this was going to go when we kicked it off, and lo and behold, Anthony Day finished every single one of these, first one. And what I think is kind of special about the program is that our committee, the America 250 Ohio Kettering Committee, wanted to give out experiences instead of items, swag, if you will. So one of the experiences was to hit a gavel to kick off a city council meeting. And we are so thankful for you for offering that opportunity. And we have other opportunities too, like getting early admission into the Adventure Reef Water Park, early admission into the Phrase for Bacon Fest, which I know is a big one, and lots of other different things like that. So it's all on the website, ketteringoh.org. But I also have a certificate of completion, the very first one we are handing out to Anthony for finishing all 12 of those passport locations and answering all those kind of difficult questions I think that we put on there. So, congratulations. And thank you so much.
Thank you both. Congratulations, Anthony. The first one. I know there are dozens already have completed it behind you, but congratulations on being the first.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I'd like to take a minute of personal privilege as mayor to recognize and welcome to the floor a Kettering resident and the newest Montgomery County Juvenile Court judge, my friend Nicholas Sylvain. He was recently appointed to the bench by our Governor DeWine. And as a former member of the management team in the juvenile court, it's been a privilege to get to know Judge Sylvain, and since his appointment the last few months, I'd like to just offer a few minutes to you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Thank you for the opportunity to address you this evening and to give you a little background on me. I am one of the two judges for juvenile court in Montgomery County, and I'm proud to add a resident of Kettering for over 25 years, and I am married to my wife Tina, who was born and raised in Kettering. When I talked with her about my opportunity this evening, she wanted me to mention a couple of things to council, one of which is that she remembers playing in the woods where Phrase is located before there was a Phrase. And then if you'll pardon me, I need to get this right. She wanted to mention that we were once interviewed by the Dayton Daily News for living in one of the first houses built after Van Buren Township was incorporated into the village of Kettering in 1952. So now I have done my due diligence in that regard. Just a little bit of background. I graduated from the University of Dayton with an engineering degree before I went to law school. After I came back to this area, I was 9 years a Montgomery County prosecuting attorney doing felony trial work. For the past 23 years before I came to juvenile court, I was a magistrate in the domestic relations court dealing with everything that parents and children can have arguments about, and it's quite a lot. I'm here because juvenile justice has many partners and stakeholders. Obviously the police department, your school board, and this council and the citizens that you represent. I came here, as I'm introducing myself, across Montgomery County because I want to listen to everyone's concerns about juvenile justice issues. I want to hear what they have to say. I want to hear about how the court has been operating. If we're doing something well, I want to hear about that. If we've been doing something that needs to be improved, I want to hear about that too. I hope that with this initial outreach in the future, we can have discussions to enhance cooperation and communication between the court and its stakeholders about the issues of shared concern that we have. And as I told Huber Heights Council last night, this may be my first appearance before the council, but I certainly hope that it is not my last, so that we can have further discussions in the future. So thank you, Mayor and Council, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Judge. Tonight we have a public hearing on an application for a zoning text amendment. The Planning Commission recommended that the proposed amendment be approved, and the Planning Commission certification packet is made part of the record tonight. First, city staff will give a presentation. After the staff presentation, we will take comments from those members of the public who are present tonight and wish to be heard. Comments will be limited to 5 minutes per person. Now I will open the public hearing. And I will call on you, Mr. Robillard, for the staff presentation this evening.
Thank you, Your Honor. Staff has been working on putting together a historic resources designation ordinance. That is coming before you in the next few meetings, but to get prepared for that, as part of that ordinance allows for historic markers. Tonight, we are presenting a text change to the zoning code that will make provisions to allow for historic markers. It is in section 1151.04 for additional signage. I know this is a little bit hard to read, but in essence, if you have a designation from the city, from the state, or from the federal government, you are permitted one extra sign for a historic marker. It has to meet some site requirements, size requirements, materials requirements, and those are all found listed here. And really, that is the essence of what's on tonight. This does meet the is consistent with the adopted strategic plan and the comprehensive plan. Planning Commission is recommending approval.
Thank you, Mr. Robillard. It is now time for public comments. Public comments will be limited to 5 minutes per person. Each person may only speak once, and please do not repeat material that's already been covered. But before you begin, you can state your name and your address for the record. At this time, I'll call on anyone in the audience who is to speak in favor of this amendment. Seeing none, I will move to call for anyone opposed to this amendment. Seeing none, I will add to the record that City Council will consider this legislation regarding the amendment at a future meeting, and at that time, we'll move on to the second item on our agenda for another public hearing. This is an additional public hearing on an application to rezone land at 3700 and 3750 Far Hills Avenue and 3775 Schroyer Road to CC Community Center and to redesignate the pattern district for 3700 and 3750 Far Hills Avenue. The Planning Commission recommended that the application be approved. The Planning Commission certification packet and staff report is made part of the record this evening. First, city staff, as the applicant, will make a presentation. After that, we'll take comments for and against the application from those persons who are present tonight and wish to be heard. Comments will be limited to 5 minutes per person. Any person that intends to speak to City Council tonight about this matter should stand at this moment and raise your right hand to take an oath. Perfect. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you present tonight before City Council is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. With that, we'll call on you, Mr. Robillard, to begin with the city presentation.
Thank you, Your Honor. This particular rezoning has to do with the Barnes Building over on Far Hills, Roush Stadium behind it, and Van Buren Middle School. Currently, all this property is zoned R2, which is single-family residential. The proposal before you is to rezone the entire property to Community Center District. This is most appropriate has the most appropriate uses as we foresee these properties being used. Particularly Van Buren Middle School is set to be demolished shortly. That'll be used for, I believe, for sports fields and activities like that. Roush Stadium will remain as Roush Stadium, and the Barnes Building is being currently revitalized for the school board offices and co-hatch uses. The Community Center District will permit those types of uses anticipated by co-hatch in the school district to use the Barnes Building. The second part of the request is to change the pattern district on the Barnes and the Roush Stadium to suburban, instead of a neighborhood pattern district, to a suburban pattern district. Pattern districts regulate how a property is developed, setbacks, amount of landscaping, parking requirements, things like that. The zoning district permits just the uses. A pattern district does everything else. Just for clarification. The Planning Commission is required to review many factors as it relates to rezoning properties. I'm going to go through these relatively quickly because most of them are pretty self-evident. First one is from section 1153.12.6. And there's several factors that the Planning Commission must find. One is that the property is, the rezoning is in compliance or conformance with the comprehensive plan, which it is. The comprehensive plan calls this area to be for civic uses. The second criteria is that there has been a change in demand for land that alters the information upon which the official zoning map is based as a result of change in population, consumer preferences, significant changes in the area or neighborhood conditions, or major changes such as the construction of major roads. The community effort to preserve and reuse the Barnes buildings have effectively resulted in the change in this area and the neighborhood conditions. So we believe that this can be made. And these are out of the 5 criteria, these are the 2. The Planning Commission only needs to make one of the findings. They have made 2. The second part is to rezone land from residential to non-residential districts, and the criterion is that it be at least 1 acre, which this is. So in conclusion, the Planning Commission has reviewed all those criteria and has found that it is in conformance with those criteria and recommends approval. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Robillard. Any questions for Mr. Robillard this evening? I will again call for anyone to speak in favor of the rezoning this time. See none, I'll call for anyone opposed to the rezoning at this time. See no comments. We'll declare this hearing now closed. City Council will consider this legislation regarding these matters at a future meeting. Anyone wishing to speak before council with comments or new information about the legislation on tonight's agenda may do so at this time. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address, and comments should be addressed to us on the members of council. If you have comments that are not about the legislation on tonight's agenda, there will be an additional opportunity for those to be heard later in the meeting. We'll call for any comments on tonight's legislation. Seeing none, I will call on Vice Mayor Duval for our first resolution of the evening.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to contract with DWA Recreation for the purchase and installation of replacement playground equipment at Indian Riffle Park, waiving sealed bidding. The estimated cost is, excuse me, $184,098.48. The amount budgeted is $100,000. Separate legislation for outside funding and supplemental appropriation request, $84,342.50. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution and the next several resolutions all relate to a capital improvement project that's actually been carried over for a number of years as we've been trying to identify outside funding for this project. The project entails the replacement of some of the playground equipment at the Playground for All at Indian Riffle Park. The original equipment for this playground was installed in the early 1990s. The playground equipment has reached the end of its useful life, has been for a number of years. We also have some new ADA and other playground compliance issues that we'll be addressing with the replacement. To answer a question from Mr. Sullivan in workshop, the section of the playground that we are replacing is connected to newer sections that were installed between 2007 and 2010. So your memory is good that we did replace some of them in the past, but this is to replace the last original section of the playground. So this first resolution will allow the city to contract with DWA Recreation for the actual purchase and installation of the playground equipment. Again, the original playground equipment that was installed in the early 1990s. The Parks Division will actually complete the demolition and disposal of the current structures that will be replaced, and then the installation of the new structure components will be completed by a certified contractor. Part of the reason this project has taken a while to come to fruition is that we've been trying to apply for grant funding for its completion. In the past, we'd apply for NatureWorks grants, among other sources. This time around, we are able to piece together a number of grants to support this project, and these will be in subsequent pieces of legislation to accept them, so I'll explain them as we go. But again, this first resolution is to actually authorize the contract with the landscape with the playground provider for the actual installation of the components. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Bergstresser? Seeing none, we can call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, and expend a grant from Game Time for the purchase and installation of playground equipment at Indian Riffle Park. The estimated cost is $54,342.50. The amount budgeted is $0, and this is requested by the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department. I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser?
Thank you, Your Honor. So this resolution is the first funding source, outside funding source for this project through Game Time, which is being awarded, grants being awarded through the Ohio Parks and Recreation statewide program, funding program for this project in the amount of $54,342.50. First grant, and there will be 2 more in subsequent resolutions. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? We can call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a donation from the Dayton Foundation for the purchase and installation of replacement playground equipment at Indian Riffle Park. The amount donated is $15,000. The amount budgeted is $0. To be requested by the Parks, Recreation, Cultural Arts Department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser?
Thank you, Your Honor. The second grant that we have received for this project is through the Dayton Foundation using their accessibility program funds in the amount of $15,000. Happy to answer any questions.
Starting to see a pattern in tonight's agenda. One more after this. Any questions at this time? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing acceptance of a donation from the Kettering Parks Foundation for the purchase and installation of replacement playground equipment at Indian Riffle Park. Estimated cost $15,000, requested by the Parks, Recreation, Cultural Arts Department. I move for its approval.
Second.
One last time, Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. Last but certainly not least, the Kettering Parks Foundation has generously donated $15,000 to complete this project. Be happy to answer any questions.
One, just kudos for your determination to find the grant funding from multiple sources on this project, and a great example how we can piece it together to really finish that playground where my kids spent a lot of time years ago. So thank you for that. Any questions beyond that? We can call the roll.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a cost participation agreement with the City of Centerville, Washington Park District for the Iron Horse Bike Trail Resurfacing Project, City Project Number 05-004EA. Estimated cost $56,626.60. Amount budgeted $0. This is requested by the Engineering Department, and I move for its approval. Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. Continuing grant night here at the City Council meeting. This is a resolution to allow us to participate with the City of Centerville and the Centerville Washington Park District for the resurfacing of the Iron Horse Trail bike path. So the City of Centerville recently applied for it and obtained a $150,000 grant from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Recreational Trails Program to resurface the Iron Horse Bike Trail. The project is actually located in 3 jurisdictions, starting south of Iron Horse Park in Centerville, which is south of Whip Road. Then it continues north to Hempstead Station Drive in Kettering. The City of Centerville maintains the Iron Horse Trail south of Whip Road, and then the maintenance responsibilities are shared between Centerville and the Park District for the portion of the trail north of Whip Road, continuing north to the Kettering Corporation boundary, which is north of Ron Road. The City of Kettering then maintains the portion of the trail within the Kettering city limits, starting between Ron Road and Hempstead Station Drive, and then continuing up to where the off-street path starts or ends, depending on which way you're going, at the south end of Hempstead Station Boulevard. The portion of the project within Kettering is estimated to cost $56,626.60. We will be allocated $15,061.16 in grant funds, and that's based upon the prorated length of the project within Kettering, which is about 10% of the overall project length, from all the way down to Iron Horse Trail or Iron Horse Park, all the way up to Hempstead Station Drive. Centerville is the lead agency for the project. They will invoice both Kettering and the Park District for their respective local shares of the project once construction is complete. The project is scheduled to bid later this year, and we will be, later in tonight's meeting, requesting a supplemental appropriation for Kettering's share of the project cost. That was a lot, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Bergstresser? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to accept and expend a Priority 1 grant from the Ohio Department of Public Safety Division of EMS. Estimated cost $2,944.56. Amount budgeted $0. This is a request from the fire department. I move for approval. Thank you.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. On April 14th, earlier this year, you approved resolution number 11467-26, which authorized us to apply for this small grant, which will be used to purchase emergency medical equipment. Certainly recommend approval of this resolution to do that. And I would note that we're able to get these small grants from the department because we use a comprehensive records management system, and that helps us meet state requirements for electronic EMS reporting, and then makes us eligible for these grants. Be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for the city manager tonight? Seeing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes.
I have a resolution to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Kettering, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. This is requested by the Finance Department. The cost is $143,913.66, $0 budgeted, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to describe a big project at Indian Riffle Park and how we're funding it. No, this is the supplemental appropriation for the park project that Mr. Bergstresser so ably navigated you through all its funding sources, $84,342.50, which includes grants and donations as he described. Additionally, there is a capital improvement fund, supplemental appropriation from streetscaping for $56,626.60. That's the city's cost participation agreement, as he described, with the City of Centerville and Centerville Washington Parks District. You authorized it. Now we're doing the supplemental appropriation so that we can actually spend the money. We're being credited for the $15,061.16 of grant funds received by the City of Centerville for our piece. And then the last one is the $2,944.56 for the Priority 1 grant that I described a moment ago. I'd be glad to answer any questions regarding these supplemental appropriations and recommend approval.
Any questions for Mr. Greason? Seeing none, we can call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes. Tonight, we have no ordinances in first reading. Next, I'll call on Mrs. Hayslip for any certifications or petitions this evening.
Thank you. Your Honor, we do not have any certifications or petitions this evening.
With that, we'll go back to you, Mr. Greason, for the manager report and the community update.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll hope to be brief, but one of the things that I'm really excited to share with you and with the public is a congratulations. You may recall that in our Spark Kettering strategic planning process, one of the part of the vision statement was to be nationally recognized. One of the ways we can be nationally recognized is being one of the best in service delivery in our operations and in our facilities. And I'm pleased to say that we have been recognized as one of the best. Our Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department has been named a finalist for the National Gold Medal Award. This award recognizes the best park and recreation agencies serving populations between roughly 30,000 and 75,000. The award will be announced as part of the national conference in September. And I have to say, this is exciting. To be one of the finalists is a significant achievement, and certainly we want to win it, but we're very thankful for all of our staff's work, our advisory board work, and your leadership in helping us become a finalist once again for the National Gold Medal Award. One of the things that helps our community position itself for national recognition and being a finalist for such an award is the fact that we do a lot of partnerships to support our community. One of those partnerships is our community hot dog roast. July 16th at Poland Farm is the first one, so I hope to see you out there, and I would note that this is something that happens because of our relationship with Partners for Healthy Youth, Kettering City Schools, and it's supported by the Community Foundation of Kettering. We're still encouraging people to have block parties this summer. I think there were quite a few over the July 4th weekend. Might have been a few fireworks that went off at some of those block parties, I'm not sure. But they're a terrific way to really develop relationships with your neighbor. If you're interested in doing that, check out our website or call the engineering department. I would be remiss, and Ms. Duvall might remind me if I missed it, but we are working to fill out the Kettering Leadership Academy class, right? No longer accepting applications, we're now interviewing, right?
We are now interviewing, that's correct.
Yes, so I will just say we're now interviewing, maybe check in for the next one. The Good Neighbor Award, if you have a good neighbor, tell us. We want to recognize the neighbors who go the extra mile and make their community welcome for all. A lot of these people don't get recognition, and this is our way of helping you recognize your excellent neighbor. If you're interested, check out the QR code on the screen. Nominations are due by the end of this month. Likewise, in addition to being a good neighbor and doing good things, we want to recognize people who do an exceptional job with their properties. Take a moment to nominate a neighbor, a business, yourself, or any Kettering resident you think is deserving of a Neighborhood Pride Award. You can do that by looking at our website or contacting Lindsay Curry. Those nominations are due August 1st. And help highlight the wonderful job that many residents do with their properties in our community. And lastly, we always highlight the summer, the blood pressure clinic dates. You can see this summer and into September, the fall, what I'm hoping will be the fall weather in September. There are many dates where if you think you might, if you would like to stop by and get your blood pressure checked, our team will be assisting people at the Kettering Moraine Branch Library on Far Hills. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mr. Greason. At this time, if you'd like to speak before City Council, please come to the podium. Each speaker will have 5 minutes limit. Speakers are asked to state their name and address before they speak. If there's anyone who would like to speak before City Council at this time, please come to the podium.
My name is Steve Gunderson. My address is 2625 California Avenue, obviously Kettering, Ohio, 45419. I've been a resident for over 25 years. My question is kind of, under the bridge now. I'm sure the officer over here can relate to this situation. It's involving the lighting off of fireworks. Okay, 4th of July. I know Kettering has opted out of the state allowed lighting off of commercial grade fireworks, right? However, it is nearly impossible to enforce that rule, as he knows. So why do we maintain that rule?
That's a great question. I think one is a deterrent. It would be way worse if we openly permitted. So the majority of our neighbors, we live in the same neighborhood, follow the rules, and some do not. And it was a busy night, and I would encourage you to spend some time after the meeting to speak with the chief a little bit about the pros and cons of us opting out of that permissive activity.
Okay then, second point. Then if those fireworks are illegal to be shot off, why does almost every store in Kettering city limits, municipality, sell those illegal fireworks? And any reasonable person will think that if they bought those fireworks within that municipality, they would be able to shoot those off within that city.
Because we've not gotten into the business of regulating what people can sell.
Pardon me?
Because we haven't gotten into the business of regulating what Kroger or Walmart sells.
Well, I don't even think do we have a Walmart within Kettering city limits?
It was, it's not any longer, but Kroger, Meijer.
Yeah, Kroger, Meijer, hardware stores, stuff like that.
Being sold at Kroger and Meijer.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. My son got some. But it doesn't make sense if you're selling the fireworks that are illegal to be shot off in your city within your city limits. It makes no sense. I mean, that would be a deterrent if you disallowed the sale of those fireworks within your city. Obviously, they could go to another city, another town, another fireworks store, or whatever. But at least it may limit the number of illegal fireworks that are shot off within the city limits.
Thank you.
Is that good?
Very good, thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Seeing no other public comments this evening, I'll call on Ms. Duval to be the first person to give an update this evening for members of council.
I have no update today. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
No update.
July 14. Mr. Sullivan.
I'll go ahead. I just wanted to mention several of us were at the ribbon cutting for Iron Gate, which is their office is on Far Hills at the corner of Lincoln Park and Far Hills. That we just had a ribbon cutting last Thursday. And the building looks beautiful from the outside. It also looks beautiful on the inside. They did a really good job. So I want to congratulate them on being in Kettering, but our staff for having those expectations that the buildings look like that, because that was not a very attractive building. I don't know if you guys can picture where I'm talking about. I think was it a dentist office?
It was a dentist office.
Yeah,
Yep.
it didn't look good. So it looks really good now. And one of my favorite things to talk about with residents is the future of Far Hills. And there's a lot of exciting things. Mr. Robillard talked about Cohatch going in and our school board central office being relocated to the Barnes building. There's a lot of exciting things that are going to happen, but this is an example of something that already looks really good on Far Hills. The old Chipotle on Far Hills has been renovated. It's still empty, but looks a little bit better. The old, I don't know what it's going to be a dentist office, I believe, if you're heading further south on Far Hills. So if you start paying attention, there's a lot of exciting things that have already happened on that major thoroughfare, and there will be more, so stay tuned. But that's it for me.
So I'm going to follow up on, since we had the America 250 Passport adventure, I want to share some of the recent things that are happening for the America 250 here in Kettering. We had a focus on what does independence mean. And there was a writing session at Wilmington Stroop, and I was told somebody, yeah, that you did that, yes. And then we had a letterpress workshop at Rosewood, and then I joined the writing project that was, where the prompt was Kettering is, and everybody had to fill out their prompt. And it was a really great afternoon. So I know those are over, but if you want to be part of any of the upcoming America 250 events, you can find all the events on the Kettering, Ohio 250 webpage. I know the Parks and Recs and Rosewood have taken a lead, but it is across the city that are doing a lot for it. There's some really nice opportunities, and if you can have the chance to try and take advantage of it, it would be great.
I want to put a plug in for some of our merchants in Kettering and also tweak two of our teachers here on the panel of the council. School starts in less than a month, and as families start shopping for their students, going back to school clothes and school equipment, please remember our Kettering merchants and just don't fall in the Amazon trap.
Mr. Palmer.
Thank you for the reminder about school starting.
I thought you'd like that.
Well, yeah, my comment has to do with school starting up. We've already mentioned it, but there's a great partnership between Kettering City Schools and the Partners for Healthy Youth, Thursday, July 16th from 5:30 to 7 at Poland Farm. It is my first opportunity, and Shane, if you're there, we start to hear our names again. As a teacher, you hear your name about 1,500 times a day, and to hear them, it just reminds you of what a great community we have, and I'm excited to get back to school. And the hot dog roast, which is free. There'll be vendors, games, prizes, and free treats from Kona Ice. It's really the kickoff of school for teachers. So excited to see you folks there. That's all I have.
I just want to reiterate, Iron Gate looks awesome. I was a patient there when I was little at that dentist office, and big changes, big changes. Talk about being scared to go to the dentist. This weekend, past weekend, had the opportunity to take the family, ride our bikes up to the Chicken Wing Fest. Ran into some folks there. Had a great time. Really a good reminder, especially since I live so close, of how awesome that space is and all the great events. So really encourage everybody to look at the schedule for everything that's remaining for the rest of the summer and into the fall with some of the movie nights and whatnot. Also block parties, that's something I know our neighborhood is looking at, so also want to reiterate that opportunity in your neighborhood to get to know your neighbors. And finally, the Leadership Academy, being a recent graduate, and I know a lot of us here have gone through that. I'm really excited. I was talking to Lisa about that. I'm really excited to meet the next class. They'll unfortunately have to interact with me more than they professionally and here. So that's all I have.
The first thing in my report tonight is tonight marks the first time that all 7 council seats have been filled in one single night since August of last year. And so it's just great to see the entire team on the dais tonight, and we'll all be together this weekend on Friday and Saturday for a board retreat for the 7 of us to spend more time talking about what the next 18 months looks like together. On the same note, to echo Ryan, this weekend, Grease is the movie playing on the big screen at Fraze. So if you see me, I'm not dancing. You did not see that. Today I had the privilege to attend the opening of the 174th Montgomery County Fair, joined county officials and local elected officials at the fairgrounds at noon. It was hot. I encourage you to take a pocket full of cash to buy all the lemonade you can when you get there. But the fair started today at noon and runs through Sunday night. I encourage you to make your way to Jefferson Township and visit the fair. We have kids in Kettering that are 4-H kids that are showing swine and goats and cattle and horses and little furry things in cages that I'm probably allergic to. But they're there today and working in their areas. I want to give a huge thanks to the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts team, as well as your team chief and the fire department who's not here tonight, for all the work to make Go Forth a successful event. That's the only place that many people gather in our city in a safe environment for everybody who shows up, and it's a time that our city really shines when all the departments are working together to host thousands and thousands of people in one space and save just a little bit of traffic. It's a pretty great event all around. So thank you to the team. To your team chief, they were out in force on bikes and drones and on foot and just interacting, taking selfies with kids and teenagers and just making sure that the entire park was safe, along with the crew from the fire department, keeping people safe in the heat, and then all the work that Jen and her team at KRPCA or KPRCA did to make it an event. I tried to say it too fast. Laura and I enjoyed the time there. We found the kettle corn truck before it got dark, and that's a total success for me to take home kettle corn. The last thing is this week, the Fairmont Marching Band started up. It's my favorite time of the year. You can hear the drums rattling in our neighborhood. That means we're just a month away from school, and we continue to see issues around e-bikes, and I'm just encouraging every parent who has a kid that owns an e-bike. That kid did not make $1,000 on his own to buy that bike. A parent did it, and I'm hoping that the parents that see this will encourage the students to follow the rules of bikes, which means to walk them across a crosswalk, to stop at the stop signs and stop the lights, and at the same time, to ask every adult that's behind the wheel of a car to pay extra close attention as those kids begin to get even busier as school approaches with e-bikes. It's something that we're working on as a city with our regional partners to find guidelines, and there are more than a few of us on this dais that are eager to put some rules into place, and you'll see this conversation continuing, especially as school returns in just a month. With that, there'd be no further business to come before the council tonight. Our next regularly scheduled council meeting will be on July 28th at this place, and tonight's meeting is adjourned.